I'm actually really privileged to be at this this event and this presentation today. Like all of you, I also have had a family member who was affected with ovarian cancer. My mother's sister passed away in 2002 with ovarian cancer, and I actually at that time knew very little about that disease, that cancer. And when I came to ANZGOG to start the fundraising program, I was also surprised at the lack of awareness about gynaecological cancers. At the time, we only had 500 supporters, and it was my job to see how we could go out to the general public to say, look, please support what we do. It was very difficult when you think that the brand that you've got to go out with is the Australian New Zealand Gynaecological Oncology Group. So just a little bit of background. We, as ANZGOG, actually have 3 fundraising brands now, and I've only got 5 minutes really to talk about this, but I think it's really important that you see and you know what those brands are if you do see them out in the media or anywhere in your local community. So the first one is Women's Cancer Foundation, and we merged with the Women's Cancer Foundation, which had been based in Victoria. We merged with them last year. And they are an organisation that was very similar to us, and it was fabulous. I know that a lot of people feel that within the not-for-profit sector that there are so many charities, and for an organisation to merge with another organisation with similar outcomes that they were looking for, better treatments for women with gynaecological cancers, we thought it was fabulous, and we know that the community is extremely supportive of this merger. So you'll see Women's Cancer Foundation around the place. The other one is our Save the Box brand, and that came about 2 years ago when I pretty much had enough of the lack of awareness about gynae cancer. The media would not take upon the media releases that we sent out about gynaecological cancer. They said, well, you know, people don't really want to talk about it, do they? And I said, well, that is actually the problem. That is why a lot of women get gynaecological cancers, because they don't talk about it, and nobody talks about it, and I've had enough of that, and the organisation had enough of that. So we said, well, let's think outside the box. And we had a group of women who we had called upon to advise us on how we could get out there and raise the awareness. And they said, Jules, you know, we need to think outside the box. And then we all said, we need to think inside the box. And we all said, yeah, no, that's actually quite good. And we were very lucky that a advertising agency were happy to provide us with the brand Save the Box pro bono. They worked very hard. They also, after we told them the story about the lack of awareness for gynaecological cancers, said we're 100% behind this, and we will walk with you through this campaign. And we launched that in 2016, and it's been actually very successful for us and has provided the conversation that we needed about gynaecological cancer. Whether it was negative or positive, women started to talk about gynaecological cancer. It was very, very exciting, and from a broad range, you know, a group of girls from the age of 16 right up to women who are 90. And it's actually been very beneficial for us. Even the media finally said, what Save the Box? What is this? I can't believe that an organisation has this campaign, but we've been very lucky, and because of that campaign we get a lot of media now who have understood where we want to go with this, what's the purpose, and that it is for clinical trial research. And then the last campaign that you may see around is the Go for Gynae campaign, and that one we brought about initially to raise awareness about the gynaecological cancers under ANZGOG, and that's also been very successful. Many of you, I'm not quite sure, in this room have done Go Step for Gynae, which again will be in May, and we hope that you could participate in that. So just to show you how we get involved with the community, and the wonderful thing about these fundraisers and community events is that we meet so many women and men who have been affected by gynaecological cancer, and so many. It's wonderful to meet those people that say, Jules, we're really excited that we can be part of this. I feel like we are now finally a family, because many women felt isolated. They didn't realise there were so many other women with similar problems. We would meet in our Women of the Round Table meetings, and finally women would say, I've never told anybody this, but I had cervical cancer. I never told anybody this, but my sister passed away from ovarian cancer, or my best friend. And so what we actually have a small army now, which is really exciting. And I feel very grateful, because I can't do it on my own, and the general public are really coming along and participating. So this is the Go for Gynae activity, and what's fabulous is, I'd like to say that there on the right, that's an event that was hosted by Liz Murray, who is here in the room. We have a Women of the Round Table community here in Brisbane, and they've been extremely supportive. And also Fitish Women has helped us, and Adrian's here from them, and they've also helped us with our Save the Box programs. Like I said, we also have a lot of men that participate, men whose wives have had a gynaecological cancer or have passed from a gynaecological cancer, and they feel very committed because they also understand what other families are going through, and we're very appreciative of those men who are extremely committed to our organisation. The Save the Box campaign has been extremely, like I said, supportive, and has raised actually a lot of funds for us, and we know that we will do that more this year. That event, the major event, is in September. We have a lot of celebrities that have worn the T-shirt and have promoted the campaign and have raised a lot of money for us. So we're very excited that in September we'll be launching the Save the Box campaign again. And if anybody is interested in supporting that, we're looking at doing Save the Box brunches. If anybody wants to do something similar to that, please let me know. And then the last brand I was talking about was the Women's Cancer Foundation. And we, as I said, we merged with them at the beginning of last year. And what was wonderful about that merger is we also took upon the activities of that brand. One of them is Team Teal, and on the right there you'll see Duncan McPherson, who was the founder of that campaign. And that's where across Australia and now New Zealand, Harness Racing Australia and New Zealand support us, where if a female driver wins her race from February to March, the Harness Racing Australia will donate $200, and Tabcorp or a similar wagering group will match that $200. This year alone, they raised over $180,000, and I think we will get to $200,000 when all the funds come in, and we're really excited about that. Their goal is to raise $500,000 for us. There's a race that happens here, and numerous races that happen here in Brisbane, so we'll inform everybody if they're interested. It's an exciting place to go to, the harness racing. I've never seen. And what's really exciting is 50% of those racing people, drivers, are women. It's probably one of the only industries where there's 50% of women that earn the same amount of money and are competing against men. The other thing is we have an event called We Can Walk It Out that we held at the Tan in Melbourne, and that also raised a significant amount of funds, where we have a lot of people that have been affected by gynaecological cancer that attended, and it was very much a memorial walk. We had over 650 people come to that, and it was a fabulous day, and we really appreciate everybody that gets involved. So through 2018 and 19, we'd love anybody or anyone that knows anyone that would like to help us fundraise, because obviously the more funding we get, the more research we'll be able to do, such as the stuff that Alison Brand and Paul spoke about earlier. We really want to make sure that we can raise as much money as possible for that gynaecological cancer clinical trial research. In May, we do have our Go Step for Gynae, where we ask people to walk 10,000 steps a day for 30 days and, try to take that challenge on. I try it every year. It is actually very difficult for me. But I will try again. And Save the Box, as I said, so try, if you'd like to, organise a Save the Box brunch or raise funds for Save the Box in another way. We're happy to take on any community activity, and we'd love all of you to participate in some of the things that we do and share with the community, our organisation. And then, of course, we have Team Teal and all of the other Teal projects. And just finishing off, we have some exciting news that we will be rebranding our fundraising in the near future. So you probably won't see 3 brands up there on the screen next time. You'll probably see 1, and we're very excited to launch that brand in the near future. So what's quite exciting is when I started just over 4 years ago, we had 500 supporters, and now we have 10,000 across Australia and New Zealand. So I know some of you are in the room, and I hope together we can all work together in raising some funds for clinical trials and raising the awareness. And I thank you so much.